Hey guys, I'm the MacHelper. This is a video showing you guys how you can install an operating system on an SSD. Believe it or not, this is possible. It's not possible through anything that Apple provides, but through Virtualbox. If you don't know what Virtualbox is, it's essentially a platform of software that you can install on pretty much any computer that allows you to run a virtual machine on it, which is essentially a second operating system. I don't know if it's really possible to run Mac on Windows. I definitely tried like 14 years ago or so. Maybe, no, not that long ago. Maybe like 9 years ago or something like that. And I don't know how possible it is, but it is definitely possible to run Windows 10 on a Mac through VirtualBox, and you can also do it through an SSD. I don't know how possible it is to do it through a hard disk drive, which is what this is. I think I tried it and it just kind of like lagged out a little, but it is possible. But it's a much smoother experience on an SSD. So this is my RAV Power portable SSD. Check out the unboxing and quick review up there. Yeah, so I'm doing this on my MacBook Pro unboxing video, also up there, and a review it will be coming soon. So let's get started. As I said earlier, you need to have a solid state drive. This is the cheapest one I could find that had a good amount of space. It was like $90 for 512 gigabytes, which I think is it's a bargain, good deal. So what you need, I'll put everything to download in the description. Essentially just two things. You need VirtualBox, which I will go through how to download that, and also Windows 10, the ISO file, which I will also show you how you can get. So first off, let's do VirtualBox, because this is honestly, or you know what, let's do Windows 10 first. So this wasn't working. Windows 10 download. It wasn't working on my computer earlier when I went to this website. See, it goes white and then it gets to around there and it stops. But what I have done, I have Microsoft Edge installed, and it's in my history. It takes like a minute or two to load. If I go here, that's not where, that's my Bluetooth. Change the Wi-Fi to that. Every time I do that, every time I go to change my Wi-Fi, it loads on Edge, which I think is kind of funny. So select version. It's default set to Windows 10 because that's the only version available. Nothing else really is supported at the moment. Click confirm. These more options, you can click on this. This is essentially, I think this is more for businesses who are doing this more widespread. Downloading Windows 10 widespread. Product language, choose whichever language you want. I'm going to do English because I'm speaking English now. That is my primary language. And then these are the download links for a 64-bit download or a 32-bit download. This MacBook right here is a 64 gigabyte. I already downloaded this. It takes around 20 minutes. It's a pain, but just sit through it. Open another window in your browser. Watch some YouTube, watch some Netflix, and keep checking on it. It takes a while, and honestly, it takes a while no matter like what you're doing on your network, at least in my opinion. So there's the other thing you need. It loaded in Safari, first time today. So go to, it's already there, but I'll just virtualbox.org. I will leave this down in the description. Click download VirtualBox 6.1. Windows. You can get this on Windows, on Mac, and different Linux. So you just click Mac OS 10 hosts, and then it pops up here. I already did this. This is my third attempt making this video. So after you get those two downloaded, the download for, why did I keep this open? The download for VirtualBox shouldn't take long at all. After you do that, let me close Edge. Then, well, first off, before you open VirtualBox, I was about to say open VirtualBox. Go to Disk Utility, which can be found in your Other folder. It may be called Utilities. I honestly thought it was called Utilities. It is called Other. Or you can also do many things. You can go to Launchpad, type in disk, and find it. Or you can press Command Spacebar, and also type in disk utilty. Disk Utility. and then your external SSD. So make sure it's set to macOS Extended. In my first attempt, I set it as MS-DOS FAT32. Yeah, and it didn't work. So yeah, make sure it's macOS Extended journaled if you're doing this on a Mac. All right. So once that's all set up, open Virtualbox. So same way you open Disk Utility, you can do it in Launchpad. It should be your next app. I moved mine. It's right here. Or you can go to Launchpad, type in VIRT. It should be there. And then, or you can do command space VIRT. It's there too. Anyway, all right. So right when you open Virtualbox Manager, go to New. And then, so for the name, type in like Windows. If you type in the name of your operating system, the version right here, if you saw, it just changed from Windows 7 to Windows 10. I can also type in UB and like Ubuntu, or I think if I type in MAC, it changes to Mac OS 10, but I don't want those. I want Windows 10. And then this is important. So for machine folder, you select your SSD or whatever device you have connected to your computer. So for me, it's just SSD. You don't really need to create a folder in it unless it's a giant, like 4 terabyte portable SSD, and you want to have a folder. You can just new folder, call it virtual machines, and all your machines will be in that folder. So select open, and then continue. So here is your RAM. This is your random access memory. All computers have it. Mine has 16 gigabytes. So I'm going to give it 8. Don't give it all of your RAM, because that's very risky and can slow down your computer. If this app is using all of your RAM, the RAM is used with apps to see like the more, if you've ever had your computer and you've had multiple apps open at once, and your computer gets slow, that might be because your computer doesn't have enough RAM for everything. So if you have a bunch of RAM being put into this app, your computer might not even run. So I always recommend doing half or even a quarter of the amount of RAM. So click create a virtual disk now. Create. Here you select virtual disk image, or VDI. Click continue. I'm out of breath from talking so much. So this is for your hard disk, the storage of the virtual machine. Dynamically allocated sets a standard base of your storage, but as it goes up, essentially VirtualBox will continue to take up space on your computer, or for me, on my portable SSD, and it continues to take up space until, of course, the maximum amount of storage on your physical computer is reached. Then it won't. I don't know what would happen. I've never done that. I always do fixed size, which is, say, like my computer right here has, I think this has 256 gigabytes. This MacBook right here has 256 gigabytes. Yes, so I'm just gonna set it to 64 gigabytes, because why not? I can set it to 2 terabytes, but I don't have that much storage. I have 512. I could also set it to 500 gigabytes. You always want to leave, with all operating systems, you always want to leave a little bit of space, because with, I guess, with computers and the operating systems, they need a little bit of the storage for, the hard drives need a little bit of storage for the operating system. The rest is for storage for you. So I'm going to speed through this, get back when this is done. Alright, so it has finished. That took around 30 minutes. I just put together why it took so long. It's because of the RAM. I did this earlier. I was using 2 gigabytes of RAM. I upgraded, and that took like a minute. Upgrading it to 8 gigabytes of RAM, or when I say 2 gigabytes, I mean it was like 2,000 megabytes. But since it's now 8 gigabytes or 8,000 megabytes, it took 30 minutes. If you have more RAM on your computer, it'll take longer. So the way that I'm going to do this, I can do this right now a very easy way, but if you're doing this if you're using VirtualBox for the first time on your Mac, you're going to need to go into System Preferences and enable a few things, which it will prompt you to do. I already did that. I'll try and pop those up on screen, maybe somewhere around here, if I was recording when I was doing it. But just click Start. I'll show you essentially what you do. So normally this pops up, and you click this button and select it. But when I did it, I accidentally clicked Cancel, and I'll show you. So when this happens, first off, the screen size will not change. Stay tuned, or I'll put a time somewhere at the bottom of where to go to if you know how to install Windows 10 and you just want to know how to adjust the screen. I'll also put a link down below to the time where I talk about it. Anyway, so you go to, I'm going to press X. I'm just going to power this off. And so what you do is you select Windows 10 or whatever you named your operating system, select Settings, and then I think it is Storage. You see where this says empty? Select this, Disk, and then select the disk over here again. Choose a disk file. I did this earlier, so mine's already there. And then go to your downloads or wherever you put your Windows 10 ISO. Click Open, click OK, and then click Start, and it should work. As I said, the screen will not be full screen, which kind of sucks. It's not like dynamic, but we can make it that way. Check the description for the time when I talk about that. So I'll just go through the beginning of setting up Windows, the more technical stuff, and then I'll speed through all the like personal stuff. Alright, so click next or continue, and then just click Install Now. It says setup is starting. This will only take a few seconds, I think, or maybe at most a minute. Alright, so you can actually set up Windows 10 for free, but it's always recommended that you have an activation key. I don't have an activation key or product key. Select Windows 10 Home. You can select whichever one you want. I always do Home because I don't need much. I don't really know much about what the difference is. Click I accept. So this is where the technical stuff is. Don't click update or upgrade, click custom. Install Windows only advanced. It's not that advanced. You just select drive 0, unallocated space, which means it's not being used, and click next. And then it starts to copy. Alright, so the time-lapse has stopped, and now it is just the Windows logo with a little spinning wheel, and I think this is where it does the messages like, it'll be like, please wait while, like, don't turn off your computer, all the whatever messages. So, yeah. We'll have to wait and see what messages appear. And then these, you have the auto capture keyboard option. I don't really care about these. I'm not really sure what those do, because I know that the mouse does work within. I think those are just telling you that like your mouse and keyboard are both working within VirtualBox. Obviously they're not working when I hover over it, which like they are when I hover out of it, but like the mouse stops there, but there's no mouse needed. Of course it's being slow. I don't know if that's the RAM. That shouldn't be the RAM. I gave it 8 gigabytes of RAM. Alright, something happened. Okay, looks like the computer might have just restarted. I'll press any key to boot. I'm not going to press anything. Don't press anything. That messes with it. And now it looks like it's like running a little more smoothly. I can't hover over the thing. Alright, so it is here, as you can see. It has completely downloaded. So I'll show you how to get it full screen. So you go to, at the top, don't go to Virtualbox, stay on Virtualbox VM, and go to Devices. I think, yeah, oh here, Insert Guest Editions CD Image. Click that, give it a second, and it'll pop up on your screen. Devices. Alright, so here, I just did it again. So you tap this when it pops up, and then click Run VBox Windows Editions.exe. I'm so sorry if my fan is still loud. It still sounds like an airplane. You tap that, and then yes, and then everything will adjust once you install this stuff. So I'm going to put the microphone down actually so I can read what that says. Destination, click next. Sorry, as you can see, it's so small I can barely read it. Install. Okay. Sorry if you've seen like literally my last two videos, or some of my, I don't know if it'd be my last one, but like some of my latest videos, this boom arm has fallen. Would you like to install this device software? Install. And then it might need to restart, but when it restarts, it'll be in full screen. Or it just, I think it just adjusted there maybe. Let me go to full screen. No. Just give a sec, finish. And then yeah, then it will automatically restart, and when it comes back, you'll see the whole thing will be in full screen. Or it should be in full screen. Maybe not. I think it should adjust. And now it's glitching out. It does this. I'll just get rid of this. I don't know why this is always there. My mouse pointer. I'll just exit full screen real quick. And Command F. You might need to give it a second to adjust. Then again, I can't use. There we go. Cool. And now you just go to. Should work when you press Command, but I guess it doesn't. Go to. I'll just type in display. Because I think what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop this recording because, as I said, it's been going on for an hour, and then I'm going to close my computer, kind of let it cool off, and then I'll be back in like 5 minutes. But yeah, so I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. My computer has quieted down. The fan's coming back up. Let me do this before the fan sounds like an airplane again. I just closed my computer and then it just like sounded like something died. Like something electronic, just like quickly, like a snap of a finger. Looks like yeah, my fan's going up again. Probably because my processor's probably extremely hot. Let me full screen this. As it did earlier, it's in the smaller screen mode until it realizes it has the guest editions installed, and then it should go into full screen. As you saw, it normally goes into full screen when Windows loads, so what are you going to do? This is annoying. And now my fan. So yeah, it always does this. That's just, I guess, a glitch with guest editions. I don't think I should have given this virtual machine 8 gigabytes of RAM, because that might be the problem why it's my computer's. Let me just lower my mic and. If you could hear it, that's what I'm dealing with. It's very, very loud. Okay. Orange background. I think that's a good sign. I guess I gotta wait because I know all the stuff over here hasn't loaded. I don't think the background has loaded in yet. Maybe the background's just glitched out. Here, let's do PLAY. There we go. I guess it takes a little while. And then so here you go to, I thought it was under display. I guess I'll just click on this, duplicate and extend, duplicate or extend a connected display. This leads you to, I'm pretty sure, the same area where you can adjust like the scale. You know what? That's not what I want. I want 100%. But I think I want this to be, nope, revert. That's not what I wanted. It is this, which I'll make 200. And that is more like it. Oh my god, get rid of that. So yeah, besides my computer being loud and the wallpaper and Microsoft Edge being small. Let me see what happens if I open Edge. Let me just I like to always test out computers' internet connections by going to apple.com. Okay, cool. So apple.com does work. So yeah, this allows you to get essentially just Windows 10 on a computer. This is all running from an SSD, which I think is really, really cool. I'm sorry this video took a while. It took a while to make. Yeah, I'll show you that this is running from the SSD real quick. I honestly forgot I'm running. No, what? Command F. Close. And then I'm going to X out. Let me save the state. There we go. Alright, cool. So let me just close out of Virtualbox. And I will show you that I'm about to unplug my computer. You can, I put my computer down, but you can see that it up here says not ejected properly. And then if I go into Virtualbox again, you'll see there'll be like inaccessible, which if you go to, well, you can't really start it, can you? So it says, and then I think right as I plug it in, it'll pop up. Maybe not. No, but then again, as I just did, Virtualbox, it should be there. Yeah, saved, start, and then it should be where I was. I hope this video was helpful, showing you guys how you can essentially any operating system, but I showed you how to install Windows onto an SSD using Virtualbox. I don't know how possible this is with Boot Camp, or it might also be possible with, say, like Parallels, VMware, Fusion, all that, the other virtual machine software, but I know it's possible with SSDs, as I said. So yeah, I think I mentioned earlier, the reason I did this was I did this as a class project, and I had an idea that whenever I got my first portable SSD, surprisingly this is my first portable SSD, whenever I got my first portable SSD, I would make a video showing the world how to do this the way that I learned. I learned this pretty much all on my own, just experimenting with it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to click the subscribe button. Make sure to like this video. It helps me out a lot. It makes me think that you guys are enjoying the content. I hope this video was helpful, educational. Yeah, take care. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.